York's classic rock, Q1043.
We are thrilled to have a very special guest with us today. Our late friend, Gilbert Gottfried's wife, Dara, is here to tell us about an incredible event that will celebrate the amazing legacy of her husband, Gilbert, and Mrs. Gottfried. Welcome.
Nice
We're so
to
happy
be here.
to have you here.
It's
in the
wonderful
studio.
to have you here in person.
Oh, it's so good to see you guys. This is nice. It's like family.
You know, Gilbert was a very frequent guest
And one of our favorites.
on our show. And I was just thinking about it. You know, we've had hundreds of guests. There are only three. There are only three that fit into a certain category, which is that they could be on anytime they want, for any reason, or for no reason at all. You know, we didn't have to clear anything with our bosses. We didn't have to discuss it. You know, if word came to us, Gilbert wants to come up on Wednesday at 8, it was like, fine, cool.
I love that.
And then the next question would be, what do we have for him? Because right? What are we going to have for Gilbert? What are we going to give him for breakfast? What kind of gifts are we going to give him?
Well, that was
Right?
well,
Exactly.
But you see, we were able to create like a running gag like that because he joined us so often that
Yeah.
he became really part of what we do. And I remember when he first started coming up, for the most part, he stayed in character, on the air or off the air. Eventually, over a period of time, the very gentle, soft-spoken, sweet man revealed himself to us off the air.
But it took a long time, I'm sure, right?
It took a while.
Yeah,
It took
yeah,
a while.
yeah.
But eventually, he opened that part of him up to us.
Amazing.
And I mean, it was just awesome. He always wanted breakfast, and I always bought him breakfast.
And,
And
left,
he was
and
always complaining.
Yeah, well, he gave me the most complicated orders, and I mean, whether it was a bagel or whether it was some big breakfast platter, it was always complicated, and he never liked it. But that was part of the shtick. No matter what it was,
and
he
when
never
and
liked
was
it.
there always a lot extra to take home, so he had food for a week?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But one of the funniest lines anybody ever said, and, you know, when you just look at it on a piece of paper, it's not funny. But when it came out of Gilbert's mouth, how do you screw up bacon? I mean, it was just awesome.
Oh, I could totally hear that. That's so funny.
And then before he left, he would go shopping in my office.
And take whatever he wanted.
And
magazines, T-shirts.
T-shirts.
Laundry detergent.
Yes,
Oh, jeez.
I don't know why I had
It was Tide.
yes, I don't know why I had a bottle of Tide in there.
He was so excited, Dara, by the Tide. So excited. By the way, do you still have those hundreds or thousands of bottles of toiletries
Oh,
from
yeah.
the hotels?
Oh yeah. I still have them in my basement. I mean, tons.
I just love that.
And he was obsessed with laundry. Obsessed. He never knew how to fold, but he did laundry every day.
Really?
And would leave piles for me to fold. But
Well, one day
obsessed.
he walked into my office, and literally, I do not know why there's a bottle of Tide there. It must have been some tie-in with some sponsor or something, and it was just in there. And I heard him, you know, it was glee.
But no wonder we had no idea that he did the laundry and loved doing it.
Oh yeah. He would obsess if he was going on the road. Like one of the things he would, if I'm going to be on the road for a week, where am I going to do my laundry? In fact, we had like one trip that we took, one real vacation, which is a whole nother story. And we stayed at this nice place. It was like a real stretch for him. And he would wash his socks and underwear in the sink every time when he would go on the road, right?
No.
Yeah. So he washed his socks and underwear and sink. And we were staying at this one place where they had like a fancy sink that was flat and you couldn't wash your socks and underwear in the sink.
Mm-hmm.
And he was freaking out. What am I going to do? I can't wash my socks and underwear. Then he sees this really amazing bathtub with the jets.
Yeah.
Which I was thinking, oh, this is great. We could have like a romantic night in this bathtub. And then he thinks, wait a minute, if I put hot water in here and I put my laundry detergent in this bathtub and I turn on a jet, I have a washing machine right in my hotel. And he washed his socks and underwear in the bathtub instead of, anyway, whatever.
Gilbert was so great.
Yeah, I have a little memory to share of Gilbert.
Okay, let's hear this.
You know, here we go.
This is Gilbert Gottfried, and when I'm not on Howard Stern show, listen to Jim Kerr on Q1043.
Now, you know, you wouldn't let a star record something like that and run it ordinarily, but it's Gilbert.
Right.
It's Gilbert.
He loved coming here. He loved coming to see you guys.
And, you know, he could be, in his act, dirty.
Not at the beginning.
But I'm saying he could be.
He could be. When I first met him, he wasn't doing anything dirty.
But he did like the dirtiest joke
Absolutely.
of all time.
Of all time.
Better than anyone else has ever done it.
Correct.
Ever.
Like aristocrats.
Yet when he came here to be on our show, he never, in an open microphone, he never even uttered the word damn.
Wow. Well, that's cool. He followed the rules.
Yeah,
That's surprising.
It was just really, really awesome.
Wow.
And of course, we know what a family man he was.
Yes. Yeah,
I
two
mean,
kids.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Talking about you, Dara, you would just see the love in his eyes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful man. I was very blessed and so lucky. 25 years of bliss.
Tell the story of how you met.
Wow.
How you won him over, because this wouldn't happen to any other woman on earth.
Oh my God. Well, the Grammys, I worked in the music business. So I worked for record labels doing radio promotion. So I was at the Grammys, and it was in '97. The Grammys were in New York, and they had a party at Tavern on the Green. So I was there. And Gilbert was there for the free food, of course. Mm-hmm. And we were both a little early. We were standing by the food table, and we were in line, and I had dropped my food. And this guy standing behind me in line picked up my dropped food and put it on his plate. And I looked at him like, who the hell is taking my dropped garbage and putting it on his plate? And he looked sad and kind of pathetic and a little lost, like this lost little puppy. I felt bad for him. I didn't know who he was. And we started talking, and I said, hello, my name is Dara. And anyway, he came and sat at my table and asked for my phone number. And
that was pretty bold. 2
days later, he called me and invited me to the Moonstruck Diner on 23rd Street, 9th Avenue.
I remember that. I've been there. Yes.
And I thought, this older man is asking me out. I got all dressed up. And he takes me into a diner. We sit down. He was so cheap, he ordered one rice pudding for us to share. to share. And then he proceeded to walk me home afterwards, telling me 100 turtle jokes and squid jokes. He didn't even tell me it was his birthday. It was his birthday. He didn't tell me. I found out later.
His first date with you was on his birthday.
Yeah, he didn't even tell me.
That means that he was in love with you already. And
yeah.
You didn't even know it.
10 years of dating after that.
10 years?
10 years of dating. He never told his friends. It was 2 years till I met his mother. My parents were ready to kill him. Yeah.
10 years.
10 years.
Well, speaking of years, this is the 20th year anniversary of the New York Comedy Festival. And there is a very special event that's going to take place Wednesday, November 13th at the venue at the Hard Rock Hotel in Manhattan. It is called Still Screaming, celebrating the career and comedy of Gilbert Gottfried. You know, a great comedian, a really terrific actor, a wonderful voiceover artist. I'm still mad at Affleck!
Yeah.
I'm still mad at them. You hire a world-famous comedian and then get mad at him for doing comedy.
Right.
But anyway, it's going to be a big celebration of his life and career.
And we're celebrating the album. We're putting out he never had a comedy album.
Huh.
Yeah, he never put out an album of his original stand-up because he thought that if people could buy it, they wouldn't go see his live shows. And he didn't really, update his act much. So I figured at this point it's not going to affect his live shows, unfortunately. So I took audio from his stand-up from when we made the documentary that came out in 2017, Gilbert, and put together a double LP. It's limited edition, and we're celebrating the album that night. And actually, the album is available. You could pre-order it now on clownjewel.com. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm excited about this.
Do you have any, info to share as to what exactly is going to be going on that evening?
Yes, yes, yes. So we're celebrating the album, and we're going to show outtakes from the documentary that were never seen before.
Wow. I
that
love the
no one's ever-
documentary.
Thank you, thank you. Neil Berkeley's coming in, and he's the one that put the album together with me, and he directed and produced Gilbert, the documentary. So we compiled a bunch of clips that no one's ever seen that we just ran out of time with the movie that are hysterical, and then we're on stage. We're going to have Richard Kind and Susie Essman and David Tell and Judy Gold, and there's going to be a lot of people in the audience, and we're going to talk about Gilbert and tell stories, and it's going to be hysterical. And we're donating all the proceeds to, we started a foundation for myotonic dystrophy type 2 research fund, so all the proceeds are going to go towards that.
And for tickets, you can go to nycomedyfestival.com. Dara will be right back.
Sounds good.
It's 17 after 8 here at the Q. Dara Gottfried is with us this morning, and she brought us some great news, a special event on Wednesday, November 13th. You're invited. Still Screaming, celebrating the career and comedy of Gilbert Gottfried. It'll be at the venue at the Hard Rock Hotel. That's on West 48th Street between 6th and 7th in Manhattan. Tickets on sale this morning at 11 o'clock. For tickets, visit nycomedyfestival.com. And Dara told us just moments ago about the very, very first and only comedy album featuring Gilbert's work. And you're only making 1,000 copies. So when you said limited edition, this is going to be a really limited edition.
Yeah, well, it's vinyl. Vinyl's cool, Vinyl's cool again. So it's going to be a double LP. The title's still Screaming, and hence the name of the event that we're putting together to celebrate the album and celebrate Gilbert. But he never wanted to put out an album of his original material because he thought that if people could buy it and listen to him at home, they wouldn't go see his live shows, which we know is really not the case.
Right.
But now that's unfortunately not an issue. So I thought,
and you're going to have,
it.
There's a special etching, you said?
Oh, it's going to be so cool. I cannot wait. Perry Shaw was the artist that put the packaging together, and he was just nominated this year for a Grammy for the Black Keys. And he's massive fan of Gilbert's, and we sat down, we went through all of our archival material, and he picked some really cool pictures, and he put a collage together, and he made, just the packaging is amazing. It's a double LP, and the fourth side is etched with Gilbert's artwork. Gilbert was an artist, and no one knew he was an artist, and we took one of his drawings and etched it onto the disc.
And who wrote the liner notes?
Penn Jillette from Penn and Teller.
And tell briefly that story about Penn.
Well, Penn was one of Gilbert's best friends and one of the most incredible humans on this planet. And since Gilbert died, Penn has texted me and asked how I'm doing every single day.
Every day?
Every day. He has not missed one day. It's 2.5 years. Every single day.
He
wrote the liner
There was only
notes.
one thing I didn't understand about Penn.
What?
Well, because Penn and Teller came up, and I wanted to know why they got Teller out of bed at 6 o'clock in the morning to come to the radio station, because he didn't speak, and it's the radio.
But later on, he did a Sunstein Sunday with me.
I understand. That's totally irrelevant.
But
to
that's why he was there.
That's so
I
funny.
know.
I mean, he was sitting right in the room and
He
couldn't
can't
speak.
talk.
It was, I'm just going.
like-
He
it's like
could have.
Harpo.
He could have slept later in
Right.
the hotel.
That's great.
But yes, Penn Jillette is
What a mensch. What a great guy.
Is
So
a-
yeah,
is a great
I'm
guy.
really excited about this. The album's amazing. Going to be amazing.
And besides the fact that he's just an amazing performer and such a welcome guest on our show, and so funny, I miss having conversations with Gilbert about old movies.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm very grateful that we started the Gilbert Gottfried's Amazing Colossal podcast, which we're still putting out every Monday with Frank Santopadre. If you go to gilbertpodcast.com, you could listen. We interviewed 400 guests.
He's one of the only people who didn't make fun of me when I revealed to them that I paid the money and I joined Backlot on TCM.
Oh, that's so cool.
Have my membership card. He got it. He understood.
Totally.
Everybody else was, what? You joined a fan club for a cable TV show? What are you, nuts?
His knowledge of old movies was like just genius.
I know.
Genius. And when we started that, I mean, we really, it was after he got fired from Aflac. And I was like, okay, Gilbert, you need to update your act because now we don't have Aflac. And I hooked him up with Frank Sandopadre, who is an absolute genius. And I thought, okay, well, maybe Frank could encourage him to write new material because it wasn't working with me. And instead, they spent hours on the phone talking about old, obscure movies and old actors. And I said, you know what? Let's do something with this. And I said, this was 2014, and we started the podcast, and oh my God, it's been amazing.
Okay, well, once again, tickets are on sale today, 11 o'clock in the morning, nycomedyfestival.com for the big event Wednesday, November 13th at the Hard Rock Hotel in New York City, Still Screaming, celebrating the career and comedy of Gilbert Gottfried. And clownjewel.com, that's where you would go to
pre-order the album that comes out the same day as the event.
Okay. All right.
This is great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For visiting with us in the morning here.
Thank you. You don't have any Tide, do you?
No. But I'll go get you a T-shirt.
I got to take something home for free.
Yes, I know.
New York's classic rock, Q1043.